Let's take a look at Quant. Last time we looked at Quant was 3 days ago, November the 4th. Here is a recap. Quant is still trading below this 10 days. It's very important for Quant to cross over and stabilize over the 10 days until we can see Quant trade at or above this key price number, which is 295. Then I'm not expecting to see Quant trading up, most likely in the short term. If Quant continue to trade below the 10 days, then there's a very high probability that we would see Quant retest this prior low at 264. And depends on how Bitcoin would perform. If Bitcoin were to retrace, then there's a very high probability that we may even see a breakdown, and Quant could potentially drop down to about 228. Quant broke out of this symmetrical wedge, ran up, retested this prior high, and also at this point, that was the 50 days moving average, got rejected. Price then retraced and then bounced up. Since then, it has been trending downward, but following this downward channel, as you can see, every time when the price bounce up and test the resistance, it get rejected. Retrace, the minute it hit the support, bounce right back up. Then the same thing again. Every time when it hit the resistance, it get rejected. So right now we're looking at Quant. There is a very good probability that the price would reverse direction and bounce up. But the key here is whether or not Quant would garner enough buying support when it tests this resistance, be able to cross over that, and then eventually cross over the 10 days moving average, which is right at around 285. If Quant can stabilize over 285, then it is pretty much out of trouble. But if there is a rejection right at the resistance of this downward channel, then we're looking at the possibility for the price to break down. And then Quant would run down and retest the support of this downward channel. Fast forward, this is the hourly chart for Quant, and the data I have is to 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on November the 7th. Last time when we look at Quant was on November the 4th, right at this point. Quant retested the support of this downward channel, bounce up, and I was hoping that there would be enough buying momentum to push Quant to retest the resistance, but that wasn't the case. Quant ran up to about 275, then got rejected, and then the price continued to trend downward. Late last night, it broke down and dropped all the way down to about 236, which is still higher than the worst case scenario that I was expecting, which is around 228. The good thing is right at 236, we see heavy buying support. The price reversed direction, re-enter the channel, and then proceeded to breeze right past the resistance of this downward channel, which Quant was having a hard time cross over that for the past 7 days. Right now, Quant is trading at 278, or up almost 8%. If Quant can manage to retain some of this gain and close the day, which is at around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, at above this resistance of the downward channel, and the ideal target price would be around 275, and stabilize over that, then there is a very high probability that Quant already found bottom at 236, given the strong buying support and the price action. We are looking at the possibility for Quant to begin this reversal in price. Looking at the Quant on this daily chart, what we see here is late last night, seller drove the price down. Quant dropped to about 236. Buyer stepped in, pushed the price up. Quant ended up closed the day much higher than this prior low. What we have here is a very bullish candle, which is a long-legged hammer. And this is an indication of a possible reversal in price. And what we are waiting for is a confirmation signal, that is what we're seeing today. This is an indication that selling pressure has already been exhausted. Buyer now are very much in control, and they are pushing the price up. Volume definitely picked up after buyers step in and push the price up. Right now it's around 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the session does not close until 5 p.m. So there's still many more hours left. So I expect volume to increase as well. So this is a very good sign. Looking at the stochastic oscillator, when Quant was trending downward, it was entering this way oversold territory. And then last night, when the buyer stepped in, we saw this crossover where this blue signal line now crossover and it's leading the red line and the gap is getting wider. So this is a very bullish sign. The only thing is the 10 days moving average is still trading below the 50 days. We need the 10 days to reverse direction and then eventually cross over and then lead the 50 days. When that happens, we would likely see Quant start this major run up in price. The Bollinger Band is setting up very nicely. See how tight the width of the band gets. Lots of momentum is being built up. So here is what we are looking at. I mean, the key is this. Quant has to be able to retain some of this gain and close today at around 275, which is right above this two critical, the resistance of this downward channel, as well as the 10-day moving average, which is this red line. Stabilize over that for at least couple of days, and then run up to retest the 50 days moving average at 295. If Quant can trade at 295 and stabilize over that, then the 10-day would likely cross over and lead the 50-day. Then there is a very high probability that we will see Quant begin this next bull run. And as long as Bitcoin stabilizes and trend higher, I expect to see Quant run up and retest this prior high at 325. Cross over that, it would run up to retest the 350 and then retest the prior high and then retest the prior all-time high at 429. There is a very strong possibility that once Quant tests this all-time high, it's going to get rejected. So we will likely see Quant retest this 350, bounce back up, and this time I expect Quant to cross over the all-time high and zigzag its way to my target price of 650 as part of this new bull run. After reaching an all-time high at 430 back around the middle of September, it's been almost 2 months that Quant has been in consolidations. A lot of momentum is being built up in anticipation of this next bull run. So all we need for Quant to do is to trade at or above 275 and stabilize over that. Then that would confirm the combination of this candle that Quant already found bottom at 236 as part of this retracement and consolidations of this prior bull run. And now Quant is reversing direction and is in the process of beginning this new bull run that will eventually take Quant to my target price of 650. So we've been waiting for almost 2 months for Quant to do what it needs to do. So the near term as well, the midterm is going to be very good. I am continue to be very bullish on Quant. I've been accumulating Quant when the price retraces, and I will continue to accumulate until the price reach a max of 275. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at VidMaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos